Hi everyone, this is Brenda from Mainly Hybrid Homesteading. Today we're doing recipe 11 of our Sweet 16 Christmas cookies. We're going to be doing some sugar cookies today. One of my favorites, and it's also a great recipe for kids to get involved. So let's get started. So this is just the basic recipe, and I'm doubling up this recipe, so I will be putting the single recipe in the description box down below. So I have 1.5 cups of sugar. This is for the double recipe. And I have some shortening here. I prefer to use butter crisco. So we have 1/2 cup of that for the double recipe. Got to double up on these recipes because time is of the essence right now. All right. We got 2 sticks of butter already softened. 2 eggs. And we are going to put 4 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, I think that's it for her wet ingredients. We're going to mix that all up. Okay, now that's all mixed up, and we are going to add our flour. Okay, we have 4 cups of flour, and I'm going to add our baking powder to that. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and this is all for the double recipe. I'm going to grab my sifter here. I'm going to sift that flour. This always makes the cookies a little fluffier. Also blends in your baking powder or baking soda when you're adding that in there. Okay, now we're going to mix that together. Okay, so we have that mixed. My mixer was working a little hard there. I have a Hamilton Beach mixer, and I've killed a few of these over the years. But if anybody has any suggestions on a better hand mixer, I've never felt like I had enough room to have a KitchenAid, but I'm starting to rethink. But I usually do most of my baking around this time. Now that's just the 2 of us, not so much baking. All right, I'm going to get my cookie shooter ready. Finish mixing this up. Okay, and we will get to the fun part. Okay, so now comes the fun part. We're going to be using my super shooter made by Hamilton Beach, and I've had this for many years. You can see the hairstyle on the lady here. I haven't been able to find any new ones online. There are some used ones on Amazon and on eBay. I love this model. It's run on batteries, so it is cordless, and 4 AA batteries will definitely last me the whole Christmas season. And I had one previous to this one, and it was a manual one where you had to push the cookie dough, and that gets old pretty quickly. So it does come with different discs. So today we're just going to be making it simple, making some Christmas trees and just some swirl cookies. And it does come with a larger barrel and a smaller barrel. And it does have all kinds of discs for the smaller barrel. Okay, so we'll get this loaded up. And if you do have a cookie shooter and you find that it's working a little too hard, or it seems hard to press the cookies through, then you may need to soften your dough a little bit. So just put it in the microwave just for a few seconds, just to soften it up, and should solve that problem. So we just pack it in there. Okay, so we'll use the Christmas tree design first. And we're just going to get the dough to start coming out the top. And then we'll be ready to, we're just going to use an ungreased cookie sheet. Very easy. A lot easier than rolling out dough and cutting out the shapes. Although that has its time and place too. If you've got the time to spend doing that, then that's always fun with the kids too. Okay, so this is going to keep coming out a little bit, so I'm just going to put it in my bowl. And this one was a little crooked. There we go. So we have some Christmas colored M&Ms and some sprinkles, and I thought I had some colored sugar, but I guess I don't have any. And again, I usually buy all this stuff at the end of the Christmas season, and it's just fine to use the following year. But I think when I do buy some this year, I'm going to put it in glass jars to store it. So we're just going to decorate here and definitely get the kids involved. My grandkids love using the cookie shooter. We usually take it out when they're here. They like decorating, and of course they end up eating half of the M&Ms or chocolate chips or whatever we're using that day. And of course there's always the big kids. So we are going to, once these are all decorated, we're going to be cooking them at 375 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And we will show you the end product very soon. Okay, so we're going to get our last batch of cookies out of the oven. Look how pretty those are. Those are going to add a lot of festive colors to your cookie plate, or just by themselves. Some special cookies for Santa. Thanks for watching. I hope you try this recipe. Even if you don't have a cookie shooter, you can still roll the dough into balls and dip it in the sprinkles and flatten it out and cook it that way. It has a nice buttery flavor. And I hope you subscribe, share, and like this video. Thanks for watching.